Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you a game I've been working on, in which we can see if we go into solo mode real quick. And as you can see, it's a basic space shooter type game where you can fly a ship and shoot things. And for right now, all we have are these cubes that you can shoot for now, which are supposed to be asteroids. But for now, they're just boxes as placeholders. But you can see they break and it's actually pretty nice. It's lagging a little bit because I haven't optimized it, but it is coming along. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to add aim assist to my game, and I can show you that if we pop into versus. As you can see, we have two players. That works perfectly fine. I can even damage the other player. And the other player moves as well, which I can show you if I connect another controller. And boom, connected. And he can damage the other player as well. Now, I want to add aim assist to the game. And the main reason I'm making this video is because I didn't see any videos on how to add aim assist to the game. Or not to the game, but to a game on Unity. I didn't see any tutorials. And maybe someone can find this useful watching me struggle for however long this video runs. And I really do need aim assist because as you can see, once you get further away, it becomes increasingly hard to aim this crosshair at the other player. You see how burly hit him. I just realized I should probably explain at least roughly what my idea is before we get into it. So basically, my idea is to have the opposite player on both sides, so both of them, have an extra collider that's invisible, that's just around that ship. That way, the other player has a nice safety area, and as long as this crosshair hits that collider instead of having to aim for the ship itself, it's gonna pull the crosshair to the center automatically. And I will have to dampen it so that it pulls it slowly and doesn't just yank it straight to it, because then it'll become too easy. But that's the general idea. Now, the first thing we need to do is add a collider on one of them. I'm just gonna get working on one and then we'll worry about the other one later. So for now, since I'm playing with player one, I'm gonna add the collider to two. So we'll go to the drone on it, which is the actual ship itself. My naming is horrendous, but I understand it, so that's the most important part. And we want to add an empty child. And there we are. Now we want to add a sphere collider to it, which is here. I've already looked it up, so it's right there. And I cannot see it at the moment. What the? Okay, now we can. And we're just going to size this up to be around the whole jet itself by turning up the radius. And we want a general good safety net of an area. So I think that'll do for now. And let's just get the raycast working. Now, on the opposite player, I have a script on its ship. Tark gun, that's what we're working on. Edit script. Now, we have one raycast in here already that checks if it's hitting something when the button is pressed, basically. I think. Let me see. Blah blah blah. Something hit. Yeah. So this is the code I already wrote for it, basically. So we're gonna add another to check for this other, the other collider we just added to the ship, basically. And I will come back once I've added that and all that jazz. We'll be right back. Okay, so I'll create a second raycast, which I've encapsulated in this function, which I call in the update method, just for neat purposes, to keep everything neat and compiled, at least so that I can understand it. And basically, we just set out the same exact raycast as before, but we pass in a different layer mask so that we can check separately, which I have two separate bools here and here. which you can see if we enter play mode. So if you direct your view over here, you can see I have two bulls hit something and aim assist active, which doesn't do anything, just so I can test it and see that it works. So if we enter where the Spear Collider is, you can see aim assist becomes active even though it doesn't do anything for now. And if we change the aim so it's actually on the ship, hit something becomes active. This is important because we need two separate callbacks basically. This one is so that we can actually deal damage to it and see if it's actually hitting this. And the aim assist is just so we can trigger the script to pull it closer to the player so that it becomes easier. So now that that's working, next we just need to create a script of some sort that aims the player at the ship, the enemy ship, automatically. So let's get to work on that. So after much more troubleshooting later, I finally figured it out. Basically, I added a new function here, aim assist move, which we call in the fixed update method. And we just check to see if our aim assist bullying is active, the one that we set up earlier. And then if it is, we just pass in our target rotation or target position, and then we need to slurp to that rotation using this line here. And it also scales based off of this strength factor here, which makes it much smoother and more tweakable. This here, you may be wondering what all this code is. This is the final rotation here, our target rotation. But this here is just so I can calculate exactly where it's supposed to be looking, because not only is it 3D, but these can move freely. So I needed to restrict a certain axis of motion on the x-axis and also accommodate for the other rotations as well, because I had an issue where if I took away one rotation here on the Z, not Y, because I didn't want it to flip back upwards, and I'll throw that up on the screen now. It wouldn't aim correctly. It was like offset or something, so I had to troubleshoot. So I had to troubleshoot, and this is just what I came up with here. So back again, this is the most important line. You just need to pass in your target rotation and your current rotation, and then it'll slurp to that rotation by this factor here. And if we play the game, it looks something like this. Boom, as you can see, I just started and it already locked on the rotation. Well, not locked, because if I pull it away, it still pulls off, which is what I want actually, because I want to be able to fly around. And yeah, it works. It's much easier to aim already. Even if we rotate around it a little bit, it'll still automatically stick. And if I pull it away, it sticks back to it, unless I'm outside of the circle, which is perfect. Now, the next thing would be to have the spear around it, the spear that we set up earlier, actually scale based off of how far I get away from it in game. Because right now it's just one consistent size, and that makes it harder still once you're far away. Like if I get real back here, you can see it becomes just as hard to aim at it, unless I'm still pointing at that little point. So I'm gonna make it scale based off of my distance and then clamp it to a minimum and a maximum. That way we have a more generous area based on the distance that we are from the opposite player. Okay, to do that, we just need to create a new script. Save that, and it should work, unless I screwed something up. Now we go to scene, so I got you. View it. Oh shoot.
Fuck!
This is not target performance. New plane. Okay, this time instead of changing the scale on the object itself, we're going to just change the collider's radius manually, which should be way more accurate. Let's give it a try. Don't seem to be doing anything, do it? Oh shit, I didn't put the collider in, my bad. Okay. Huh? So it is working. Let's go. And now we have us a generous, safe area that scales by distance. Let's go back to the scene, and it doesn't go higher than its max distance. So after a little while of tweaking values, I think I got it. We got a nice little balance of control and accessibility now. Even if you pivot around, it'll still pull you back as long as you don't yank it away. For some reason, I kept running into an error to where after a while, like I would move in and then the shooting would, like, it wouldn't take any more damage. I don't know where it went or why it was happening, but it seems to be gone now. So there it go, it did it again. I don't know why it does that. See, and then it seems to be like as soon as I move the other player though, watch. It works. Oh well. Both characters ain't gonna be sitting still anyways in an actual match because it's player versus player. So I think next it's time to transfer it over to this player here.
After a while, I did manage to get it working for the opposing player as well. And here's some gameplay of that in action. I think it turned out very nice. I know this wasn't really a tutorial, but like I said, I didn't see any decent videos on how to add aim assist. So I figured I'd drop this absolute banger. And maybe somebody can use it as reference, I don't know. This project is nowhere near complete, so if you like this video, let me know. I definitely could make a couple more of these. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. And if you have any ideas or suggestions of things I can add to the game, just drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to hear them. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Peace out.